Hello there, and welcome to the 25th episode of Strategic Zoomcast. What you're watching is Von Ivan's fabulously pink combat engineer squad. He's the Soviets. He's in the north of Kharkov, and he's up against Helping Hands, who's helping himself to this territory sector with his Volksgrenadier in tow. What's this on the Volksgrenadier? We see an SDG-44 assault rifle, the Sturmgewehr. Why is that? It's because we've had a brand new patch. I'm assuming that everybody should know this already. If you don't, you've probably been living under somewhat of a rock. And a hell of a lot of changes come in. Notably, extremely powerful USF mortars. A hell of a lot of changes. I'm going to assume you've read them all. I'm going to have that up on my second screen because I do know all the changes, but I want to be able to tell you the exact statistics of each change if it really affects this cast. The players in this game, Helping Hands, Von Ivan, are fierce rivals, I would like to say. They've always had a niche as top streamers and in this community. They've always had a big following for each of them. Each of them has very different personalities, though. And you could say, I would like to suggest a competitive rivalry between them. Very interestingly, we've got a double Kubel opening from Helping Hands. Very interesting indeed. That's my script. It allows me to pan around the camera very easily. Straight away going for the cutoff in the north to stop the Soviet player Von Ivan from branching out and taking this fuel, but he himself is seeming to compete mostly in the south at the moment, where there is the fuel also being taken by Helping Hands. So you can see those double Kubels really beginning to work for him, and the tier 2 strategy from Von Ivan, the Maxim specialist, you might want to call him, from the NA brackets of ESL. He made Maxims his forte. Really possibly not going to plan as much as you may have wanted to at the start of this game. And 2 Kubels will do that for you. He's got both fuels under his command. At his disposal is a very high fuel income of plus 36 right now on the bottom edge of your screen right there. So he's going to be able to get his first truck on the field a hell of a lot quicker, especially if he manages to hold those positions. Let's bring the attack map up now. Maxims can be effective against Kubelwagens if they go within that very narrow cone of fire. But there you see, they are able to reverse out of it quite quickly and able to probably have to get out of there in that particular situation. This one, however, nearly bit the dust completely. It was only through grace of the Sturm Pioneer that the Kubel in that position survived. This one, however, was taken out by a combat engineer. Why couldn't I have used Strategic Zoomcast to show that entirely? It's mostly because you can only really see tanks from this far out. He's very lucky to have kept this one alive, I must say. He's done well there. He's built some sandbags here that'll be helpful. Able to stick in this position and keep this fuel away from the Soviet player. Von Ivan, however, has been able to now finally start to cap this one, but then there are cut-offs here to be taken, and he could then possibly deny it further. In base, you'll notice the first truck is being deployed right now. Soviet player himself, Von Ivan, is deploying his forces en masse. He's got 2 conscripts, 2 combat engineers, 2 Maxims. He's built a veritable Noah's Ark of early game Soviet infantry. Volksgrenadier is sticking it out. Going to stick within the heavy garrison and be able to withstand the pressure from the Soviet player and keep him at bay for quite a long time, seemingly. Nice flank as well from Helping Hands. Able to get around the northern tip of the Maxim. Going to cause a full retreat there. Just enough work for the Volksgrenadier. And a one-man Volksgrenadier having to retreat through possibly a maelstrom of fire. He's got to be really careful. Watch what Helping Hands does. No, he doesn't. He does a full retreat. Dangerous. Will the Maxim switch targets momentarily? You see the gun. He switches target. Does he take the Volksgrenadier? He does not. Very good play from Von Ivan to switch targets that quickly. Wasn't able to work. Got a 2-man combat engineer with a flamethrower to try and stop that garrison being taken in future. That possibly could have been spent on mines instead. But we'll try and see if that was useful. Guard Rifle Infantry come out to complement von Ivan's forces, a little bit more of an elite approach. You'll notice Helping Hands is lacking a little bit now. He's lost one of his Kubels. His army doesn't feel quite as mobile or quite as ferocious, even though he does have nearly all of the map. So he's definitely done well on a tactical level. In the north, Folks Grenadier is pushed away by the Maxim. One-man Stern Pioneer dukes it out. Helping Hands and von Ivan both have always had a style of keeping one-man squads in battles. It's something I've noticed. Mine goes off there. We've got the Jaeger Light Infantry Recon squad coming out of this garrison here. You notice that mine, all it did was a little bit of damage. Did actually kill 2 models. That's interesting, but there is a cap on how many models they can kill now. That's the whirring sound is me scrolling through the patch notes. We often saw mines wipe full health squads when planted in front of buildings or cripple enemy vehicles. Thus we have ensured mines kill some models in a squad but not wipe out the entire squad completely. What a cracking change, very reminiscent of Company Heroes 1 mines in that case. If we just see a couple of guys die most of the time, it'd be quite interesting to see. I'm happy to see that, to be honest. Good change. First truck deployed is the ever-popular Mechanized Regiment Headquarters. Notice, of course, you now have to upgrade for Repair Pioneers. It is the Luke's building, you could commonly call it, or it's got the Puma, it's got the Stukas of Fus. Probably the most best all-round vehicle building one of in the game, to be honest. Every vehicle there represents an entirely different arms or different style of play. Nice capping von Ivan, capping 5 separate territory points at the same time. Best displayed on the TAC map there. Really getting the northern area of the map back. His fuel count really isn't doing too great. He's on 48, and that's without having teched for his tier 3. So that is quite lacking. Folks Grenadier with the STG package there, complemented by the G43 wielding Jaegers. He'll have a nice dichotomy of medium and long range arms, so you can pack a punch whatever the circumstance. Stern Pioneers advancing. Should be noticed, by the way, that von Ivan does have 80 grenades teched, which should help him somewhat against the Lukes that's just hit the field. He'll definitely need the guards to help out as well. Currently being repopulated at a hefty cost of 27 manpower per model. It's not that Company Heroes squads are fashionistas, it's just that obviously it's a slightly simulated game, so model is the term used if you wanted to question that particular piece of lexicon. Nice shoe mine coming up. Shoe mines often called because the opponents often lose a shoe when they're thrown and scattered throughout the air. And of course, if you lose your shoes, it means you're dead in internet meme talk. So there you go. That's why they're called a shoe mine. I'm ever so funny. I don't know if you've noticed. Right then, he's also building a Rakettenwerfer from his base. You'd be expecting von Ivan to get a Zis gun at some point, especially considering his fuel intake has been quite shoddy. Luke's got its first virgin kill. Not that he killed was a virgin, more like he's just broken his duck. Folks Grenadier is waiting, lingering. Helping Hands is good at this. He prepares his position and he waits for you to throw yourself on it. Didn't quite work out for him in this circumstance, of course, but these mines will surely work out for him. There's 2 of them. Incendiary Grenade goes on that conscript, pushes it around. You've got the Combat Engineers, 4 kills, 1 pip of vet, looking to try and get their second very important piece of veterancy so they can start to repair more quickly in the late game. Nice guards nade, pushes this squad away. Obviously with no minesweeper here, this could be quite dangerous. Elsewhere, you got a Maxim pushing around this area of the map. Jaegers need to get out of the cone of fire, but the Lukes will surely push the Maxim away in no time at all. So Von Ivan, of course, will be wanting to go tier 3, tier 4 in this commander choice because of the T-34-85s. I mean, not always would that be the case. Sometimes you'd see maybe a T-70 first. But in this case, it's going to have to be because of his scant fuel resources. Let's have a little look at some graphs whilst we wait for the action to heat back up. Army value graph there. Helping Hands is authoritatively ahead. Resources, again, Helping Hands. And points held. Oh my god, Helping Hands dominated in the early game. Great play from the ESL Monthly Cup 3 winner. Soviet mine here. This Kubel, let's have a look at its kills. 7 kills, not bad for a VW Beetle militarized. Still expecting to see a Zisgun, and lo and behold, here it is. Could have done with it a little tiny bit earlier, in my opinion. Could have kept the Lukes guessing, kept it a little bit more pensive, and not quite as aggressive. Maxim Group West opens up, Maxim Group East keeps the centre, seemingly. We do have the STG package on 2 of the Volksgrenadiers so far. Luke's getting in position, it's going to have a Zis awakening. Surprised these mines still haven't gone up yet, haven't blown up yet. There's 2 shoe mines. Wonder what happened. Did he sweep? Yes, he swept the Soviet mine just there with his Stern Pioneers. Great play from Helping Hands, or fortunate play, or tactical play. It's not great play. I'd want to take that one back, to be honest. And Centurion goes in on the Maxim. Vet 2 squad not getting retreated, more soft retreated, pedalled away. Is that the right decision? We're soon to see. Could be turned out to be the wrong decision. Depends how these grenades go, and they go terribly for Von Ivan. That's a fantastic use of infiltration tactics. The grenade package obliterating that unit, and now the Zisgun as well. Von Ivan's taken a heavy toll here, and Helping Hands has pushed himself over the top in this game. Dat blob, Von Ivan says. I wouldn't call that a blob, Von Ivan. I'd say that was a lack of a retreat from you. You did not understand that was not an engagement you could have won. You should have got the hell out of there, in my opinion. Or Blabberino, as Von Ivan would call it. Probably not the best mood he's ever been in right now, having lost 2 of his support weapons. Don't know about you, but I hate, absolutely hate when my opponent takes the things I have built and uses them against me. Here you go, tier 3 is going up very quickly. The timing of the fuel will result in tier 4 coming up in no time at all. And then it's all going to be the hard slog to get that T-34-85 out and use it to the best of its ability. Surprised we haven't seen the heavy mortar quite yet. It'll be definitely good against all these support weapons. Now, a Maxim here, an MG34 here, a Zis, a Raketenwerfer. 4 support weapons that at 120mm could really push around and inflict heavy manpower attrition upon throughout the course of a battle. So Helping Hands yet again able to flank and push out and start to soak up some of the territories, gobble them up like Pac-Man after a pill. Talking of blobs, here's Von Ivan's. Is that 4 squads in the same area at the same time? I'd say so. That's a blobberino if I ever saw one, Mr. Von. Ah, interestingly, he's had to go for an Su-85 from tier 3 to make up for the fact that his Zisgun was stolen. I'm not too sure how good that's going to be. Based on the fact that I've read that this game's excellent, I'm going to assume that something goes right for Von Ivan eventually. Fuck, we've lost a man! I can't. That was in a German accent, but I can't. I don't know how well you can hear the game sounds, but in my ears they're making them bleed. I have a USB headset. I would not advise them because Windows 10 messes with the sounds, and sometimes you turn the game on, it literally melts your ears. This is what's called stalling tactics from Von Ivan. He's having to do this because he's been pushed around so heavily. SU-76 rather, getting in position. Could actually be a nasty surprise for either of these two units right here. And it's good for him as well, of course, no Shreks on folks anymore. Oh, the Luke saw it. Has it? Helping Hands just rolled over a Soviet mine there. Don't quite know when that was laid, but it's quite an aggressive one. Maybe the Stern Pioneer never quite saw it because it was always north of that garrison. Light artillery barrage didn't do too much. Let's just have a look just how blue this map is right now. It's quite phenomenally in Helping Hands' favour. It's good to show just how much Helping Hands likes to use a prepared position. He'll just tend to have a line of infantry that he can keep and support with support weapons, and just tell his opponent, come at me, bro. There's the 120mm. It's going to be a nasty surprise for Hans. Could be the instrument to which Von Ivan uses to get back into this thing, because we know he does. I don't cast bad games, so we know Von Ivan will claw his way back into this. As to who wins, we'll have to see in about half an hour's time, because that's how long good games tend to last. Ziskin under heavy fire does get taken out. Will the Lukes be able to keep his position? The Su-76 can't push too far in. Maybe it can now. The Zis is dead. Rakettenwerfer having to reposition itself. It's got a long distance to go, however. Maxim able to keep these units at bay. Su-76 feeling a little bit more arrogant. Back in base, we do now have both combat engineers on Vet 2, which obviously will mean very good repair times in the late game. 120mm yet to get its virgin kill. Oh, nice from the Su-76. Does manage to yet again decrew the stolen Ziskin for the third time this game. Will it be third time's a charm for Von Ivan? Will he be able to retake that piece of weaponry? Not like that, he won't. Getting again suppressed. 120mm yet still to get a kill, but we all know what happens when it does eventually hit. That was the Rakettenwerfer opening up. Did manage to nigh on destroy the Su-76. It has been fully retreated now though, with this fresh conscript squad from the HQ coming straight for the Ziskin. Will it be able to take it? It looks like it will. So we've had re-theft, larceny on a second level. As Von Ivan retakes his Ziskin very shortly. Elsewhere, he is able to push with this combat engineer. We've also got a booby trap on that piece of, that territory sector there from Helping Hands. Very, very naughty tactics from him. That's a 50-point ability, and it can be quite punishing if you're not wary of it. Oh, nice infiltration grenades go in to try and stop, to try and basically destroy that conscript squad. There you go. So what Von Ivan did there, for players that aren't quite of these guys' caliber, such as myself, instead of just taking the obvious, the support port weapon, he dukes it out for a while longer. He enforces the position. He solidifies his bridgehead, if you will, metaphorically, of course, and now he's able to take it and keep the territories themselves.
Light tank ready for orders.
He's gone for a T-70 as well, as a second guard squad comes on. Finally, we've got 2 kills on the 120mm. Possibly some more to follow. One big shot's come in. T-70 has to be very careful of mines there. Elsewhere, we got the Lukes wailing on this combat engineer squad. Assault package pushes away this conscript squad. They're going to be able to get into a nice position again now. Helping Hands has made a full retreat, regrouped, re-healed, repaired, and now he's re-pushing the northern sector of Kharkov.
The enemy is taking
What's this? We got a 105mm howitzer barrage about to literally ravage the countryside there. Does actually nearly destroy a Maxim squad on retreat. It has to pick up the gun yet again. Oh, destroys it, removes 2 pips of veterancy. I think that was very good artillery attack all in all from Helping Hands, because he'll be able to possibly push this a lot better now. It's a shame for him that the Raketenwerfer is back in base though, because he has no concerted AT. He does, however, have 200 fuel in the bag. Why he's not building a Puma is beyond me. Probably has bigger plans ahead, perhaps a Schwer Panzer headquarters. Oh, he does have the Schwer Panzer. It's all the way back here. And there you go. That's what he's going to be spending his fuel on. Most likely the Panther, as soon as he gets 490 manpower. It's very difficult to keep your eye on the southern area of the map, considering there's been hardly any combat here. Jäger Squad 7 kills, just being a bit of a bully now. You'll notice Von Ivan has great staying power. He is one of the most stamina gifted players in the community, able to really duke it out over a long distance and out-endure his opponents at times. Tactical Ura away from the Kubel of Death. Not too much indirect fire in this game, just this 120mm. It is getting alarmingly close to this Jaeger squad. It is one of those units that could either do nothing in a game or a hell of a lot in a game. It seems to be very bipolar in that sense. Here we go, we've got the medium armour of Von Ivan's Soviets pushing in. However, the Raketenwerfer is waiting to meet them, as is the Panzer Faust of the Volksgrenadiers. Makes so much more sense to me that the Volksgrenadiers have Panzer Faust rather than Panzer Schrecks. It's alarming though that it took a year and a half to get that change. Well, not alarming, I'd say. It just took a long time, as with a lot of what Relic does. Great game in Company Heroes 2, but it took a long time to be this good. Very long time indeed. You just have the 2 Raketenwerfers now, just Hans. Very surprised he's not gotten that Panther quite yet. You will, however, notice he does have all of his buildings, so I'm thinking he's waiting for a little bit more fuel than he currently has, possibly 290. Which, of course, would mean, that's right, 3 Ostvins! He's going for 3 Ostvins! What an incredible tactic from Helping Hands. I can't believe he's going to wait until he's got 300 fuel and build 3 Ostvins and literally demolish Von Ivan. It's going to be amazing. Absolutely, I can't wait to see it. I have a great strategical mind for this game, and I guarantee you that's what he's doing. It's the famous 3 Ostvin build. But you don't build one after another, no, no, no. You wait until you've got all the resources, you build them as a group, and then you push as one. That's how the 3 Ostvin build works. Trust me. I'm an expert. Elsewhere, Maxim, the stolen Maxim, is keeping Von Ivan at bay, and that's just insult to injury for the American. The American versus the Brit in this particular game. Not a matchup we were ever likely to see in ESL, at least after the rule change, that is. And the MG34 is doing well for itself as well. I mean, the 120mm is finally racking up a couple of kills, though. May even have to push the machine gun away eventually, one day, after perhaps 10 more shots. I mean, it's not that it's not damaging, as I say, it's just its scatter. And here we go, Helping Hands finally getting the manpower to rock out all of his Ostvins at the same time, and he's built a King Tiger, a disgusting chocolate King Tiger with that disgusting skin. Makes me sick. He did, however, by the way, lose that MG eventually, and now he's going to possibly lose it for good. Going to retreat for a maelstrom of fire. Will the Maxim be able to keep the MG34, the stolen MG34, alive? Yes, it will, as will the light artillery barrage of Von Ivan. smashing this Vet full Focus Grenadier to smithereens. Unfortunately for Von Ivan, there aren't any unsuppressed squads to pick it off in the distance. And here he comes Augustus Gloop from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory after he's been in the Chocolate River. Absolutely demolishes that Vet 2 Combat Engineer squad with his first shot of the Chocolate Cannon. Augustus with a second shot demolishes the Maxim. What a disgusting vehicle he truly is. He's gluttonous, he's obese. He's coming for your Snickers. It's the Augustus Gloop tank. Augustus Gloop, the big fat hairy nincompoop. That's from the rerun of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory with Johnny Depp. Terrible film, but it has that one good song in it. Von Ivan's actually in a bit of a tricky predicament now because he's got Helping Hands' forces on all sides, including, of course, the King Tiger, which did just suffer a mark target, so did have to get out of there. So it isn't able to give the covering fire of that big Pak 43 cannon quite at this point. Let's start getting a bit of zooming out on the go because it's getting to that stage of the battle where we've got so much action happening at one time. If you're not full screen, I highly recommend it.
The sector is at risk.
Pyrotechnic display as that plane smashes into the countryside. We've got the battle of the AT cannons right now. Looks like the 120mm. No, the Su-76 pushes it in Von Ivan's favour though, with his incredible light artillery barrage. That's netted him 1 kill. That's right, 1 kill all game. Not like the Luke though, which of course has 22 kills. Very formidable units, can really create great manpower affliction throughout the course of a battle. Currently 27.5 minutes through this game. This is now getting into late game standards, especially because we've got the King Tiger, but it was rushed, the King Tiger. Highly surprised we didn't see the 3 Osvin build I predicted. Maybe I'm not as elite of a strategical mind as I thought I was. Oh, the Raketenwerfers are going to fire on the Su-76. Will they get a shot in? He's suppressed. Gets 1 shot. Doesn't quite make its mark, and he has to get the hell out of there. 120mm to the rescue. Maxim to the suppression. Here comes the first of Von Ivan's T-34-85s. How many of them will he build in this game? Over, under 3. 3 or under, or over 3 is the betting. I'm going to say 4, so I'm going to go over 3. I don't know what you want to bet on. It's very difficult to bet with me in the comments because obviously I am casting this probably a day before you actually see me cast it. But regardless, I'd love to beat you. So yeah, be more than feel free to bet against me. Let's have a little zoom in on Augustus Gloop. Disgusting vehicle, absolutely vile skin. Trust Helping Hands to use that. Mark target yet again goes in. Can't really do damage to somebody with mark target if you can't penetrate their frontal armour though. He will learn that one the hard way. But here we go, he's getting to the rear armour, the newly nerfed rear armour of the King Tiger. If he gets through to that, he can cause real havoc. There you go, 1 shot removes nearly 1/4 of its health. Needs to find that rear armour though. Very difficult to do when the tank is reversing away from you at the speed of a glacier. Second big shot goes in on the T-34, but he's shown right there that the King Tiger isn't invincible. The change to that is King Tiger rear armour reduced from 225 penetration to 150. So there you go, that is quite the nerf. Elsewhere you got the Lukes getting into a bit of a tangle with these guards. You wouldn't... oh my god, he's buttoned it. Just gonna see... No, of course mark target is on cooldown. Would be nice if you could just spam that as Soviets. I was gonna say maybe a guards with button and mark target could actually do significant damage to push off a Panzer II. As it is, no they couldn't. Victory points. Let's keep an eye on those puppies. Von Ivan on 92. Helping Hand sitting pretty on 381. Stuka Zafus with its first shot of the game smashes this Maxim. Absolutely annihilates this stolen MG34, and what a great barrage. That should allow Helping Hands to push on with his infantry, but of course he's only got the one Foes Grenadier left. Quite know what happened to them. We must have missed it on camera. This has been a very high micro game with sometimes multiple engagements happening at any one time. New Jaeger squad again deploying from the same building, seemingly to get around the cover here and fire on that conscript squad. 120mm goes in a big shot. Here comes... Oh god, what did he go for there? It looked like a very fast run, but it did accidentally hit the shortcut for fast forward. That was a marked target and just a very wary King Tiger having to retreat, because the T-34, if it gets around that rear armour, can really destroy it, to be honest. We do currently have Von Ivan on a triple cap. That's this point, and this one here, all capped for Von Ivan. 3 ticks per second in his favour. He's on 92, but he's been on 92 for the past couple of minutes, so he could possibly eke his way back into this game, 31 minutes into it. Second T-34-85 is in production.
Our territory is falling into enemy hands.
Let's have a look what the kills the King Tiger's on. Only on 11, but it's done more than enough work for Hans. Just a shame about his infantry preservation, or lack thereof. Guards and aid here for this Vet 3 Guard squad, doing the work. SU-76 has done okay. It's got a lot of experience, so it must have gotten some good shots in. Oh, the Stuka Zufus with a rather large barrage, a solid 4 out of 10 there. Probably not worth a caster's ah-ho-ho, but it got a ah-ho-ho anyway.
The enemy has taken our supply sector.
Big lumbering 60-ton vehicle comes into focus. Was that finally the Kubel died? Yes, the Kubel died after 33 minutes of existence. Could be the Luke's turn now. He can't protect it. And there we go. Its rear arm has been penetrated. It's in a very precarious position. Anti-tank grenade surely to finish the job. No, out of control from the T-34-85. And he's lost his high kill light tank that was absolutely marauding around the countryside, demolishing infantry. It's no longer an existing element of this struggle. The King Tiger sure is, though. Augustus Gloop and the giant chocolate cannon. Gonna make you lick the tip. Don't know why I said that. Anyway, move on quickly. I was gonna try and use a sexual reference, like a really good one that was, you know, like a euphemism, and then I just said lick the tip. Don't know where that came from. Just ignore me. No, don't ignore me. Just ignore that piece of me. God, this is bad. Right, regardless, the Vet 5 Foes Grenadiers march in. These guys are fearless warriors of the Wehrmacht. They've got 22 kills, and they're the only surviving squad of Helping Hands' original battalion. He's had to augment his forces with Jaegers since then. And he's looking a little bit depleted now. He does have the Stuka Zufus. He does, of course, have Augustus. But Augustus has always 2 T-34-85s flanking and a nice marked target away from destruction, in my opinion. So he's really got to support it. And what is he doing? He's moonwalking at the enemy. It's especially dangerous now. Where is Hans's luck? You will notice, by the way, that this Sturm Pioneer, much like Fürsturm Commander, does have a flamethrower. Must have been stolen from the combat engineer earlier. 3 out of 10 barrage there. Does manage to push the MG off, which could be a good tactical point, but he just doesn't have the infantry prowess to back it up yet. And the 2 squads he does have of any veterancy are currently in base. Oh, nice combo. 1-2 punch from the King Tiger and from the Raketenwerfer. Shame he's really not able to do enough work. We do, however, now finally have the Oshvin coming into play. Maybe that'll make up for his lack of infantry. Or maybe it'll just bite the dust to the T-34s. Here comes the second 105mm barrage of the game. Has Von Ivan seen it? Maybe. Just take a long time to deploy from the sky. Looks like it's just trees and craters for this artillery barrage. Again with the triple cap. He's got all of these victory points at his disposal currently, Von Ivan, and it's helping hands that's actually lost a hell of a lot more VPs in the past 10 minutes. Otherwise it would have been over, of course, but Helping Hands really has to try and close this game out to his peril. King Tiger's climbed up to 17 kills, nothing spectacular. Really needs to get to about 30 to 40 to start paying for itself. He is doing a good job of soaking up pressure in the centre though, which now will allow this Raketenwerfer to cloak and cap. He's also having to send a 2-man Volksgrenadier all the way to the southern VP, which is very dangerous considering there could be mines there. He's going to have to build a sandbag wall. I don't know why he's doing that though, because he won't even be able to duke it out too much. Maybe it's a trap with the Oshvin, but still, you know, if any squads of any value of Von Ivan's were to push, it's really not going to hold out for too long. Augustus rears his ugly, fugly face into position, nearly destroys the MG on first hit. Is Von Ivan ready for the absolutely excellent prospect of a double T-34-85 push on the King Tiger? That'd be 2 casts in a row where we see a King Tiger go down. So, you know, Sod's Law would say that this time the King Tiger reaches Vet 5 and absolutely demolishes Von Ivan's forces. Let's keep an eye on the 120mm. It has now got 12 kills, 3 pips of veterancy. This is me googling veterancy guide. Oh, the Stuka goes in. Up. And down. Hitting the 120mm. And nothing else. 2 kills on that particular barrage. The Raketenwerfers are in an excellent position. Oshvin did manage to trap the guards, not before they were able to cap this victory point and keep the pressure on Helping Hands, surprisingly. Right, let me Google this for you, hang on. 120mm. Right, at Vet 3 it gets minus 20 scatter, minus 40 ability recharge, and plus 30 a barrage range, so it does become a bit of a monster at Veterancy 3, does the 120mm. Mark target is in, that's what that plane signifies right there. Raketenwerfer's doing a good job of keeping the T-34-85s at bay for now, but not soon when the conscripts come calling. Von Ivan does have this prepared position, but in my mind that is a flank in the making. If the guards were able to push together with the T-34-85 at the right time, they would run into the Schwerpanzer headquarters, so that ain't going to work. This T-34 medium battle tank's getting in position. I don't think there's such a thing as a medium battle tank. I think it's main battle tank, isn't it?
Enemy forces are attempting to capture our territory.
Yeah, and then it's medium tank, or as the British like to call them, cruiser tanks, because we're different. Vet 5 Volksgrenadier is in a little bit of a scuffle there under heavy fire from the 120mm. The King Tiger's going to have to get a bit adventurous right now because Hans is actually under 200 victory points all of a sudden. That happened quite quickly. That's what a trip cap will do for you. Ziskun trying to get through that frontal arm is going to have a very difficult time of it. Jaeger's going to try and push the initiative as well. Really needs to get everything working for him right now. Not too sure the Jagdpanzer was the best move from Hans. We'll soon see though. Oh, we got a double barrage here. The infiltration grenade and the Stuka goes in at the same time. Hold fire on the Jaegers. Very tactical, very sneaky from Hans. Didn't quite work out though, especially now he's going to have to run through stolen MG34 fire. King Tiger yet again wiping an MG. Mark target is in, however.
One of our machine guns has been silenced.
Looks like double anti-air fire from the Ostwind and from the Schwerpanzer. This plane does not stand a chance. There you go. It plummets to the ground, nearly takes out the Zis gun. King Tiger still technically mark targeted, seemingly. Seemingly, it doesn't matter if the plane goes down, it's still got the icon over its head. Second Zis gun building. Von Ivan really wants to nail this centre down and cement his position.
AT gun is ready for combat.
We do have the 150mm howitzer barrage yet again available for Hans. Really needs to use it as part of a push in my mind, and trigger it slightly before the push so it really comes into effect all at one time. Possibly use Jaegers as cloak units and go all the way around the cover angles, if that would work. Maybe I'm just being a little bit too optimistic. It's easy for me to say.
Enemy forces are neutral.
32 kills on the King Tiger. On a little bit of a flank, the Ostwind as well. The Ostwind, however, running into heavy fire, and the 105mm coming down. He needs to do this right now to try and get back in the VP game. 105mm, what's it going to catch out? Is it going to catch out the Zis gun? Is it going to catch out the Gauss? Seemingly nothing. Nice scatter for Von Ivan, poor scatter for Hans. What a one-man con in difficult circumstances. There you go. Smashing these units,
The enemy has silenced one of our anti-tank guns.
but actually doing nothing at all. Mainly just causing craters. Stolen Rot 9 flamethrower doing the devil's work, 22 kills. In the southern victory point area, it's this T-34-85 alone against the world, keeping this victory point on his own. It's a shame for Hans that he's not using his Jagdpanzer to its full potential. He could be pushing that T-34-85 around right now. So who do we think is going to win right now? We've got Von Ivan 67 victory points, Helping Hands 115. The battle lines are drawn across the centre. The battlefield is an absolute scarred and charred remnants of what was once probably a lovely Russian village. He's got the Ostwind pushing in. T-34-85 is getting a bit aggressive. Looks like the Jagdpanzer was just about able to destroy the Zis before the conscripts recrewed it. Nice deployment from Hans there.
100 points remain.
100 points remain.
Organize the assault.
Organise the assault is the call from the commander. He's got to make it happen. Stukasafus runs into a gnarly situation there, possibly trying to overstretch his barrage. T-34-85 does not take the bait though, even though the bait was just circumstantial in this particular case. Trip cap engaged Von Ivan. Hans just can't seem to break the deadlock, seemingly. Really got to try and get this Königstiger working for him. He's got 2 pips of veterancy, 34 kills. Can't seem to find purchase. He's kicking, he's flailing, he's trying to, find the hole in the ice, but Hans seems to be lost out there right now. And Von Ivan seems to have all the answers to any questions he's posing to him. King Tiger makes one last assault. It is getting the kills, but they just don't seem to be, authoritative in nature. But however, here comes a combined arms assault. He's got the Stern Pioneers coming in, the Jaeger arms coming in. infiltration grenades don't do too much. T-34-85 is now, however, going in for the rear armour of the King Tiger. Will it be able to find it? Oshvind and the Schwerpanzer will keep it at bay, however. Jagdpanzer was not in position to help out. It did, however, deal with the other T-34-85. Here comes the Stuka Zufus, decrews the Zisgun, nearly decrews 2 other support weapons. King Tiger's got to get the back in there. He's got to try and push off this guard squad. So we've got a frantic, tumultuous engagement for the central victory point there, and as do we in the south. This could go either player's way right now. We've got 67 victory points versus 56. The hype is mounting, and I'm feeling the excitement because this game could go either player's way. 46 minutes of hard work and effort and graft are going to culminate in victory for one player and sour defeat for the other. Who is going to win? King Tiger again climbing with the kills, 45 and counting, nearly at veterancy 3. Oshvin doing its job, stopping any planes coming, stopping the infantry from capping the southern victory point. All of a sudden, Hans does have answers to the questions von Ivan's posing, and now it's in the Americans' court. What is Von going to do? How is Von going to cope with the pressure? Interestingly, right now, he is building Su-85, the new Su-85. This thing isn't to be laughed at anymore. Its accuracy is improved. Its penetration is improved. Its medium, but then its rate of fire is decreased. Reload has taken a bit of a hit, and its rotation has increased. So it is both a large buff, helping it deal with heavy armor, and quite a nerf against medium armor. But do you see any Panzer IVs in Helping Hands' army? No. So the Su-85 might be just the choice von Ivan needs right now. So the Stuka Zufus goes in, annihilates the 120mm. The weapon isn't even crewable. Never seen that before, since 2015 at least. It's not usual now. Oh, we've got a big push coming in. Got the Su-85 in position. The T-34-85s are getting in position. We've got a big flank coming in from 3 different angles. We don't quite have marked vehicle target ready though, so I don't think he quite wants to push and put the nail in the coffin of Hans' army quite yet. But we've seen Hans survive pushes like this. We saw him win ESL's biggest tournament with a push defense like this. As the Axis, Hans is more than capable of thwarting. He does now, by the way, have 3 Oshvins. Might I just say that my joke in the mid-game has become a reality. King Tiger pushing itself in there. Where are we on the munitions count? We don't have enough more target. He's used it on other means. He's throwing infantry into the centre. Oshvins are getting gnarly though. Here comes the T-34-85. It did get soak up 1 shot from the Jagdpanzer, but it's going gunning for the King Tiger. Will the other T-34-85 mind to find the rear armour of the King Tiger, the newly nerfed rear armour? It's going for it. Oshvin tries to make the block. Jagdpanzer can't quite rotate itself in time. The Jagdpanzer does go down. The T-34-85 did target it. Now it's the Vet 3 King Tiger turn. Will the T-34-85 become the hero of the Soviet Union? 1 more shot required. It manages to do it. Fantastic from von Ivan. He's finding himself ascending into a raging climax right now. As am I, bloody half-mast right here, because this is destruction at its purest form. Von Ivan throwing everything he had at the Brit, and it's just worked perfectly for him. I have to say the Su-85 climbed to veterancy 2 during all that. You cannot underestimate just how much work this newly buffed heavy tank destroyer did. And here comes the Stuka Zufus, insult to injury. Not insult to injury, because it's bloody Helping Hands that's been injured. He's bloody on life support right now. As the Oshvin goes down, he's lost all 3 Oshvins, the King Tiger, the Jagdpanzer. And this T-34-85 managed to see through that battle, as did the Su-85. What a climax to this game. And the funny thing is, it could still go in either player's favour. What is going to happen? Both players on 37 victory points as I saw it. This is off the chain, this climax. A bit of a slow build in this game, I must admit, but we're seeing everything happen right now, and you can't call it. It's too damn close. It's too damn close. We're having a Kubelwagen being built at 50 minutes in. Is that a sign of desperation? I'd like to imply it is. The central ground has, however, been held, as is the northern victory point being taken. Will the Stern Pioneers be able to keep it, however? We're seeing signs of fatigue on Hans. He's got a manpower investment on the Stern Pioneers. He's not able to get reclaimed there, and that's a sign that this has been a massive struggle. Shoe mine coming down. Will it knock Von Ivan's shoes off as he tries to take that victory point in the north at the last possible moment? Both players now on 32 victory points, as we say it. Stuka Zafus with 35 kills. It's done very well in this game, it must be said. Looking at Von Ivan's fuel count, it's absolutely horrendously large. Really possibly could have built maybe one less guard squad and gotten another T-34-85 out, but who's to blame the man, or who's to question the man's build when he did so much great work? And there you go, that is brutal. Fire incendiary armor piercing rounds thrown out of that stolen MG34 to destroy that desperation Kubel. What a game. I must say, I'm starting to feel like it. How can Hans get the hell back into this? But never ever doubt Helping Hans. I've seen him make some of the biggest comebacks in Company Heroes history. And he goes 105 mil on this Recon T-34-85. Oh, it's biting some really heavy rounds right now. Unfortunately for Hans, wasn't quite able to do as much damage as he may have liked. Stuka Zafus nearly does enough damage to get him back into this. We've got sprinting Jaegers throwing themselves on that central victory point. A new 120 mil, however, may see the last of them. GG, well played, called from Von Ivan. It's a little bit naughty from the American, considering he's currently winning. Usually wait for the losing player to call GG, well played. But I think the writing is on the wall. It's definitely on the chat. Never count Hans out, but in this position, I really can't see him doing it. And he does call GG himself. What an absolute Christmas cracker of a game. That was epic. I say that all the time, but in this case, I truly mean it. That was a great game. Glad to have casted it. Thank you for watching. Subscribe, watch all my videos, watch all my casts, etc., etc. Thank you, and goodbye.